20 years old. Like any promoter who looks at someone like Devin Haney, I don't mind telling you honestly, like, I want to slow them down, but they want to speed up. So Bill and Devin I'm going to do what Bill and Devin tell me to do. They're the bosses.
Promoter probably doesn't want to make that fight right now, but I'll tell you what, you want to hear the fighter wanting it. You want to hear the fighter and his trainer screaming for it. I mean, how tired of you when you hear reasons from fighters why they shouldn't be fighting other top guys? That shit pisses me off. I'd rather see a 20-year-old kid telling me he wants to fight King Kong, because I know what that kid's made of. You know what I mean? Like, I want to hear this guy calling out Lomochenko. I don't even mind it when he did. I love Lomochenko. He might be the best fighter on earth. I'll tell you this, he has the best footwork I've ever seen in my life. He's certainly one of the top 4 fighters in the world. But I want to see a 20-year-old kid calling out the best guy in the world. I think that's what he's supposed to do. You know, I'm not going to kid George Kambosos. Is he ready for Lomochenko? No. He's out there calling him out. I like to see that. Tells me who the kid is. You know, and Devin Haney's good, and he knows he's good.
But like when you look at the lightweight division, who do you rate as better than Devin Haney? Lomochenko, you know, like he's pound for pound star. Tell me another fighter. I mean, I rate Luke Campbell as one of the best lightweights in the world. He had a good fight with Lomochenko, but you know, he lost convincingly.
You know, this kid's gonna get better and better.
Who do you rate at lightweight better than Devin Haney?
What are your thoughts on Tank? What are your thoughts on Tank moving up to 135?
Yeah, I mean, if Tank's, I think, look, Devin's sparred with Tank many times, and people know what happened there, and I'm sure he'll feed that in. That's a great fight.
So would you like to see that happen in 2020?
Of course, great fight. Tank's going to struggle the more he moves up in weight, in my opinion. I mean, I think he's a phenomenal fighter, but I also think he's a featherweight that moved to super featherweight, and now he moves to lightweight, where at all those divisions, he never really accomplished what he should have accomplished, which is probably being unified in every single division and maybe even being undisputed. But if you look at the current active lightweights, you have to really, you know, again, like talking about, I know Luke Campbell's one of my guys, but I can't see how you can compare Teofimo Lopez to Devin Haney right now. I think he's a different type of fighter. I mean, Lou's got Richard Comey, who he raised very high. Again, like, I just think there's so much more to come from Devin. He didn't get out of first gear tonight, let alone get to second gear. You know, and there's more levels to go beyond Zara Abdullayev, but he's 20. I mean, we've got guys starting out at 20, 21, 22. Guys are at 1-0, 2-0, 3-0. And this guy's 23-0 at 20 years old. And you know what? When I found out about Devin Haney, that his dad looks after him, I was just thinking, oh no. Yeah, Lou will tell you, dealing with fathers who represent their kids is a recipe for disaster. For Bill, it's exactly the opposite. Like, what he did with Devin, taking him to Mexico at 16 on his pro debut. I think he had his first 7 or 8 fights in Mexico in small, like, excuse the French, like poxy arenas, you know, like just, and that's where he learned his trade. And his work ethic is something I've never seen in the sport, never seen. For someone who lives in Vegas, got money, got everything. And that's the difference between him and some of the fighters we've just mentioned.
You also hear the term in boxing, man strength. You know, where guys have his man strength. You know, a 19 and 20-year-old kid doesn't have the same physicality in terms of like physical strength as he does when he's 22, 23, 24. I mean, some of the best guys, they may want to take him up on his offer and take those fight right now, because Devin Haney's going to be way more of a problem in 2 years than he is right now. I mean, he's already like a physical anomaly. He's a freak. I mean, he's a tremendous athlete. But when this kid gets physically stronger, he's going to be a real problem.
How soon do you think he's going to be moving up to, like, you know, super lightweight and welterweight? Because
well,
I'm going to see that.
That was a conversation before this fight. But I have to say, they always tell you, fighters always tell you they made the weight okay. We knew when he fought Moran, he didn't make the weight great. And it was a concern going into this fight that, are we going to get the title at 135? Because if not, maybe we should look at 140. But I believe, as Lou said, when you talk about man strength, this guy is going to be a multi-weight world champion. He can't miss the boat at 135. That's got to be his first strap. And he's interim champion. It's not a real world title. We know that. We've got to get the real thing. But this fight, he made weight super comfortably. So that's reassuring. I think he has 2 to 3 fights left at 135. And then, so he has to win that world title before he moves to 140. He's talking about, he believes he can end up at 154. You know, but who knows? I mean, he's 20.
So to you, Haney is the bigger challenge for Lomochenko right now? Right now?
Yeah. You know, and I know that Lomochenko's a legend. Like, it's hard to call him out. Oh, Haney will do this, Haney will... But all we're saying is that Lomochenko is going to wait for the winner. They tell me that both guys, Commey and Lopez, have agreed to fight Lomochenko if they win. Lou might tell us different.
No,
but,
that's true.
okay.
Do you feel the bigger payday will be with Gervonta Tank Davis?
Yeah, but he wants a belt. I mean, that's what Devin Haney wants. He wants to win a belt at 135. So what we're saying...
No, I'm saying as far as Lomachenko deciding who he wants to fight.
What
Do you see Gervonta Tank Davis in a Lomo fight before you see a Lomachenko Devin Haney fight?
No, I don't see either of them. I don't see either of them. I mean, Bob's not going to take a fight. But what I'm saying is, Lopez is fighting Commey in December. Lomachenko's waiting for the winner of that fight for the undisputed fight. That fight's not going to be till May. April, May, June. So what's he going to... He boxed in August. So is he going to sit out for 10 months, Lomachenko? If he fights in the interim, the fans should almost insist it's his mandatory challenger. If he fights for the undisputed, I understand. Every fighter should try and fight for the undisputed title. But if not, I believe he should face his mandatory. Lomachenko is not afraid of anyone. He'll probably look at Haney and go, I like that fight. I'm sure he wants to fight Gervonta Davis as well. But whether that fight will be allowed is another story.
Hey, how do you guys so sure that, with all due respect to Devin Haney, he's a great kid, but how do you know he's as great as you think he is without fighting a big name? I mean, Lomas made Nicholas Waters quit, Rigondeaux quit, he fought Gary Russell.
Oh, Lomachenko is a legend.
Right.
As I said, like, you can't compare the two. You can't compare the resume.
Devin Haney a little too quick?
No, I think he boxed the number 2 in the WBC, who, understand, I wouldn't say he was an elite world level fighter. He's a world class fighter. Made him look like a journeyman. Couldn't win a second of a round. Like, that was supposed to be a solid test tonight. And it's not just, I appreciate there's a lot more tests to come, but it's how he's dealing with these, how he's improving. And I just don't think that in terms of current lightweights, there's much more of a tougher test than Lomachenko and Devin Haney. You know, I can't see how he can't give even Lomachenko a great fight. They think they can win. I mean, maybe Lomachenko's unbeatable. Maybe. But you can't, there's no one sitting here that says they wouldn't want to see Lomachenko against Devin Haney.
Lomachenko not unbeatable because he already lost.
Yeah, okay. But he would be coming 5 pound heavy in that fight, Salido.
But he's a journeyman.
He's a journeyman's a bit harsh.
I got Tank beating him.
Salido's a journeyman. Well, don't say that in Mexico, you get shot.
Don't say that in Puerto Rico.
With Devin Haney as the mandatory challenger for Lomachenko now, what kind of a fight
World champion, bro.
looking to make in November on the KSI Logan undercard?
Is Journeyman a world champion?
He'll be defending his WBC interim title. So he'll be fighting most likely the top 15 guy from WBC. It's 8 weeks tonight. So he's just getting the all clear from the doctors, which we don't expect a problem. And he embraces that card. You know, I know there's been a lot of sort of talk about that card. Couldn't be more perfect for Devin Haney. That card couldn't be more perfect. The millennials, they love Devin Haney. Hopefully he wins millions of new fans on November the 9th.
Hey, Eddie, to piggyback off what Rodman said, Haney is great, but how do you know until he fights somebody like maybe like the loser of Commey versus Lopez, or just somebody that's, I mean, you said the guy that you're fighting tonight was, you know, ranked number 2 in the WBC, but I mean, I don't think you would put him anywhere in the top 5 of, you know, the weight class. So how do you really know until you fight somebody that's really great, gets hit with a good shot? How do you really know?
By fighting somebody great.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, we want to do it. You know, we want to do it, and that's why he's got to mandatory. He's not got to mandatory and said to me, "Can I just have 3 or 4 easy fights now?" He wanted to get the mandatory because he wants to fight Lomachenko.